Talquetamab is a bispecific monoclonal antibody targeting G protein coupled receptor class C group 5 member D, GPRC5D, and the function of this receptor expressed on the surface of the plasma cell is not well known, but definitely we know that the GPRC5D is overexpressed on the surface of the plasma cells, and in myeloma cells as well as xenograft models has been reported that talquetamab is effective. And basically this is the rationale for this first in human phase 1 clinical study conducted in relapsed and refractory myeloma patients in which, all therapeutic alternatives had been exhausted. And basically, when we evaluated the baseline of the 157 patients included in this study, the median number of prior lines of therapy was 6, and over 80% of the patients were triple-class refractory, and approximately 1/3 of them were pentadrug refractory. This study, this drug has been evaluated in 2 formulations, IV and sub-Q, and definitely we are going to move to the sub-Q formulation, and different doses were evaluated across different step-up dosing. And the drug is given every week at the beginning, and it is possible to move later on to the administration every other week. And as I previously said, 157 patients were included, but important to focus on the subgroup of patients receiving the recommended phase 2 dose that was 405 micrograms per kilo sub-Q. And in this specific subgroup of patients, the overall response rate is approximately 70%, with approximately 40% of the patients achieving VGPR. Overall, if we evaluate patients receiving the most active doses, including from 20 to 180 micrograms per kilo IV, and from 135 up to 800 micrograms per kilo sub-Q, the efficacy is quite consistent. And I would say that over 65% of the patients are able to achieve at least a partial response, indicating that this drug is definitely active, and in fact, the response deepened over time. From the safety point of view, as I previously said, this is a bispecific monoclonal antibody targeting GPRC5D as well as CD3 T lymphocytes that they are going to go to the tumor niche. So cytokine release syndrome is one of the adverse events present in approximately 50-60% of the patients, but it's true that in most patients, CRS is of grade 1 and 2. And the second important adverse event is hematological toxicity, basically neutropenia, as well as anemia and thrombocytopenia, but quite manageable. We have to take care also about infections reported in approximately 1/3 of the patients, and some patients developed also skin toxicity. But overall, I would say that this new drug targeting something different, GPRC5D, a new target for the management of patients with multiple myeloma, has demonstrated to be safe and effective. Definitely the sub-Q dosing is more convenient and may offer an opportunity for less frequent dosing. And I think that the data presented at ASH meeting with this new monoclonal antibody, bispecific monoclonal antibody, showed encouraging efficacy in heavily pretreated patients with relapsed and refractory myeloma.